Hello everyone for an interesting evening today. This webinar, as I said, is really special for me and Sayan.
Yeah,
Sayan and I had spoken to each other probably last year on Discord,
yeah. On
and
Discord and call also we spoke.
on call also we had spoken. And see, I just saw his I'm like, okay, I know him from somewhere, I know him from somewhere, I know him from somewhere. And I came to know that, oh my God, he's my guy who has made it to IIM Ahmedabad. After a lot of struggle, I'm really proud of him.
Sure, thanks.
And I'm really excited to have I am Ahmedabad, that's not a small feat to achieve. And I know how hard he has worked. So let's see what all he can do to enlighten us, definitely. And a very important request to all of you. Please post all your questions in the Q&A section so that I can pick it up from there itself. All right. So, okay, I'll start. I am disabling the chat option. Please post your questions in the Q&A. Okay, so hi, Sayan.
Yeah.
I gave a very vague introduction of you. I would like you to fill me up with the details. Where are
Sure.
you from? Like whatever your TMAY is, it will be a
Okay,
good.
okay, okay. TM still now TMY is eating it, right? Yeah. So
Yeah.
just for everybody here, TMAY is tell me about yourself. Like you would all prepare just before the interviews. Yeah. Okay, so that. Okay, so
Yes.
my name is Sayan Ganguly. A big namesake, like so. Of course, my nickname in my college is Dada. Of course, I hail from a small town called Bankura in West Bengal. I love painting. I have been painting for around last 18, 19 years of my life. Post that, like I'm an engineer. I did my engineering from NIT Allahabad in electronics and communication engineering. Post that, I was working as a software engineer with Optum, United Health Group. And now I would be joining IIM Ahmedabad this like in the next week only. And yeah, excited for the next 2 years. And yeah, hello everybody. And yeah, sure, that's it. That's pretty much me.
Okay. So, Sayan, a main question which everyone will expect us to answer is how was your CAT journey? Can you elaborate on your CAT journey? Like, which was this was your second attempt, right?
Yeah, this was my second attempt. I will just try to give a glimpse of first attempt and what I learned, and then the second attempt, if that is okay.
Definitely. Give it in as much detail as possible so
Sure,
that
Aditya.
we can cover most of the bases there.
Sure. So, like CAT, so I passed out from college in 2020. So, like after in March 18th, 2020, COVID said a high, like lockdown said a hi to humanity. So, we all got confined in our homes, and what to do? I thought of giving CAT a shot that time. So, like around, it was around mid-April or beginning of May. I started like let me look into what's there in CAT, what things are getting asked and all. So I pretty much tried to pick up a few books here and there, few mock tests, few past CAT papers. That's the most important thing, which I suggest to everybody. Post that, after going through that, I pretty much said it's doable, it's possible. So by around end of June, I started preparing like with seriousness. Like my job was gonna start from around July for like, and from end of June I started preparing. I prepared like mostly on my quants and DILR was okay. Coming from an engineering background really helped me with my quants, being very honest. Post that, but I really faltered in the VR section. Like I couldn't I really performed very badly in most of the mocks. But I took up I started reading and all. Things were improving, but not to the level which I would expect to. So now 28th November 2020, the D-Day of CAT 2020. So it happened. I woke up in the morning. I got the morning slot. Booked, like went to the exam center, and the moment the VRC started, I panicked. Like in the first 7-8 minutes, I couldn't do anything. I panicked more and I bombarded the section it went left, right, and center. Right, like I couldn't do anything at all. VRC was VRC after the horrendous and bloodbath VRC, DLR and Quant were smooth because they were mostly my forte. It went on pretty much as expected. I came out of the exam hall. My father asked, how was the exam? I said, Papa, यहाँ पे वापस आना पड़ेगा, इस बार तो नहीं हो रहा है. So that was pretty much my first reply. So I knew, I knew. Results were released. I got a 99.5 percentile with a 65 percentile in VRC, 99.6 in DILR, and 99.8 in Quants. So said that zero calls and definitely zero converts because I couldn't clear the cutoff only in VRC. Now I took a break of a month or more than 2 months. It was around end of January. I said, okay, cat to karna hai, so let's give a good shot this time. And the best part of having a previous attempt was I know my weaknesses and I pretty much knew most of the areas I needed to work upon. Said that I started with VRC, and this time I said I will try every advice and any advice I get on VR. So I connected to Aditya. There were many people from. I formed a group of people. I met a group of peer group. There is a thing called DT or Dream Team. Like after a post that I met some amazingly amazing people. Post that, I started reading more. Saying that reading, I tried to pick up articles or books, like anything that I could lay my hands upon, I picked up to read. And in next 2-3 months, I read around. I was reading very padna hai. I was reading I was trying to something for you should read something, like if you don't like something also you should read up. In next 3.5 months, I read around 12-13 books and a couple of articles here and there. And some amazingly, I see my comprehensive power developing with time. Said that I can't say that I am understanding the exact answer, but now I can eliminate 3 options. So those few nooks here and there and few checks and balances, I could find that out. So with time, then I also took a course with a CL mentor. I think everybody, if you have heard of him, called CL Jijo Srinivasan. So he has a course called VRC 1000 and that's a great course. It really helped me a lot. I took that, and with time it kept on improving. And now after April and May, I started again to brush up my quants and DILR side by side. Post that, I also started taking mocks regularly. In my second attempt, that was the most important part of my journey, I would say. I wrote around 65 to 70 mocks, that were a bit much, but mostly I was writing mocks, trying to see where I faltered upon and reanalyze and rework on that. So that was my major chunk of preparation. And VRC also improved with time. Quants and DLR also, sometimes some days I performed well, some days not. And believe me, the group of people I was studying with, and they really kept my sane. On some mocks in which I performed very bad, I used to call up somebody and ask, am I not cut out or am I not suitable enough? And they're like, nay, it's just a mock. Those kind of things are all happening. I was panicking and with thick and thin. Now 29th November 2021 happened. And this time it was deja vu. I got the exact same center. I got the exact same slot for CAT. I went to the exam hall. This time in the first 10-15 minutes, I was able to knock off a RC and did up something more. And after VRC, I took a deep breath and I said, ho jayega, VRC cut off to ho jayega. Then post that, I was in slot 1. My DILR didn't go very well. In the first 10-12 minutes, I was unable to solve a single question. But because of so many mocks, I had the confidence that I would do something till the end. It's okay. Don't lose your calm in the exam hall, because if you lose your calm, it's again gonna repeat. It's if you lose your calm in the exam hall, come give CAT the next year, because that's not you won't be able to crack this time. That's sad but true. And in the quant section, I said I want to go all in, because it was my forte. So I said I would do anything and everything, every question that comes my way. I ended up attempting all. I got 2 wrongs, but yeah, said that, then CAT results were out and I got all the calls, and yeah, the story was a different this time. Yeah, that's pretty much of my 2 journeys, Aditya.
So what was your breakup this year?
My breakup this year was a VRC. I got a 99. That's a great improvement from 65.
Oh, amazing.
I said that my DILR it dropped from 99.6. It dropped to 99.1. It's okay. I was able to solve anything. And my quant was 99.93, and overall was 99.94.
All right, all right. Yes, so there are a few very key points which Sayan has pointed out. One, see, if you compare both his journeys, so being a CAT aspirant not so long ago myself, two journeys, if your first section doesn't really go well, how to cover up in the next two sections. So Sayan did have a problem in VRC, but he still was able to get 99. So there are a few which is being calm in the exam hall. If you see, if he got 65 percentile in the previous CAT attempt, which I think I had given, right? A
Yeah,
year
use
before
one.
this
Yeah,
one
use
means
one. Yeah,
2020, yeah, 2020. So and I remember the paper during that time, English was still okay, but DILR and Quants were humongously difficult, very difficult to keep your calm in that in those two sections after not doing so well in VRC is a very commendable job. So kudos
yeah.
for that, Sayan.
Sure,
Firstly,
sure. One more
secondly,
point I would add to just Aditya before just I would just add to that. Just don't treat your entire treat your CAT paper as three different sectionals. It clears a lot of perspective. So that you need to
yes,
perform well in every section. So don't let your hangover of one section go to the other section and those things. That really clears a lot, helps a lot, I think.
yes, absolutely, absolutely. So keeping your calm really helps you. So though he got a less percentile in VRC in the first attempt, he managed to get 99 percentile in the second attempt. So that is where learning from your own mistakes comes out. So he
That's the
started
that's
reading
the
books.
that's the
See,
main thing, and that's the main reason. I recommend to write people write mocks, and the most important thing in mocks is analyze. Apart from writing a mock, both that would happen anyway, but
yes,
analyzing comes the most important way.
very
You learn.
important. Yes. I completely agree with Sayan. And also reaching out to people. So in the first attempt, 99.5 itself was a very great score. All he had to do is clear the cutoff for VRC. So it was not a tough job, I would say. He would have just done it anyhow on his own itself. I'm pretty sure about it. But he reached out to more people. Then he set a target which was not easily achievable. He set a target for 100%. That's how you get 99.9 plus.
Yeah.
Then he
No, so
spoke to people who had done this before. He spoke to
sit.
me, he spoke to five other people I know. And that is really very important. Now he wanted 100%. He's like, okay, I saw my strengths, I saw my weaknesses. I can work on my strengths. I can work more on my weaknesses and aim for 100%. So, that's really amazing. And this is the kind of attitude which takes you to IIM Ahmedabad. I'm really proud of you, Sayan. So
Sure, sure.
let's come to the point. There are a few questions. Someone is asking how much time should I dedicate per session daily while doing my preparation for CAT?
Okay, sure. That's a very good question, and thank you for asking that. First thing is so I was working while I was preparing, right? So the thing was I personally feel you should not spend more than 2 to 3 hours every day regarding CAT, and that's more than sufficient. Now said that if you and that said that you don't need to do all the three sections every day. Your journey should not be equal to my journey. Your journey should be customized. So my quant was okayish. So that doesn't mean, and my VRC was weak. And if Aditya's would have been the opposite said, he would have been practicing quant, I would have been practicing VR. So it's different, right? It's different. So work according to your plans, work on your strength, play on your points. And yeah, and everything said that, do wait and don't spend more than 2.5 hours. Have things different from CAT. And at the end of the day, CAT is nothing but an aptitude exam. So don't give so much importance to CAT that you just lose out on the other thing or other process that's going on in the round. Yeah, I think that really will help you to keep your calm, because to me CAT is a marathon, right? You need to survive this entire 6 months, right? So that's a big time. And so don't take it as a sprint ki aaj main 6 घंटा पढ़ लूंगा और आज मैं 10 घंटा पढ़ लूंगा. It doesn't happen. Aptitude don't happen that way. It gradually develops over time, I think.
I think what you need to say is consistency is the key.
Ekdam,
I do
you
3 hours.
actually just that was the nail on the coffin. Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Yes, yes. So let's say you study for 3 hours. You keep on studying for 3 hours. Not like एक दिन में 10 घंटा पढ़ लिया फिर पूरे हफ्ते पढ़ा ही नहीं. So
Yeah.
it makes no sense. And even I agree with Sayan on this. It's very important. I have seen people who wrote CAT with me, maybe my juniors as well. What they used to do, they used to show a lot of interest and a lot of vigor and energy in the start of the process. Start में they used to be like, while I'm doing quants. See, my friend circle was from my IIT and also quants was okay. Like all the engineers are good at quants. That's a known fact. So when they do quants, they feel interested. They're like, oh nice, it's easy, and they keep on doing. So once their quants is over, once they go to let's say DILR or VRC, their energy goes to zero, completely zero. They are like, okay, I cannot study for more than 1 hour now. They leave the preparation for CAT. I've seen a lot of students do that. That in between, after quants, they're like, no, CAT is not my cup of tea. I want to leave my whole preparation. So this is not something which you should do, and Science is very right here. Take 3 hours, but do consistently for 3 hours for the remaining part of your journey.
And don't just, for example, there would be some days you'd be just go out, like just go hang out with friends. ऐसा नहीं कि just बैठे रहेंगे. Like, but what I suggest on those days, just do 20 minutes. Like, don't, like, I used to have a calendar and I used to, for every day prep, I used to give a tick. And don't let that miss that. Like, don't let the streak go. That's it. If you are doing that, you are doing perfectly fine. Things would be fall in place with time. So that's it.
Definitely. Yeah, that would be one of the head. So I have a very interesting perspective on. Guys asking here, I am really weak at quants. So
Okay.
what should she do to improve on that? That's
Sure.
a very question. As engineers don't really feel it, but
No,
CAT
I
the
can,
aspirant
for example,
is 50% non-engineers, I would say.
yes, sure. And the thing is like, yeah, you should also be. So how to be good at quant? So I have seen people around me in the group I said. So that's why I have people around you. There were people who were damn good in VRC, but not great in quants. So I used to help them in quants, and like this way happened. So talking about quants, what I would like to say. So I hated shortcut. If I knew I tried to solve every problem from the basics, like have your basics super clear. Now, for example, I know few people are there, like they know the shortcuts, but they don't know on what conditions this shortcut is applied. Then they will get the question wrong applying the shortcut. And believe me, CAT is smart enough to put that option in that 4 options. So that always happens. So I would say, for getting your basics on point, have Arun Sharma, like pick up Arun Sharma, go by every chapter, do more than 70%, 75% question of all the question from LOD 1 and 2. This will take you around this entire process going through. I think there are 22 chapters are there. And if a question is easy, you leave it, like work on your strength. So understand yourself. So like I would say, like this would take around 25 to 30% of the CAT prep, like 2-3 months it would take, 2.5 months. I think after that you would be comfortable able to attempt at least 55 to 60% of the paper. Now work on your strategies, improving speed, improving accuracy, attempting 2 more questions, working on a shortcut or 2. First, get your basics on place if you are not scoring to the optimum to you in quant. That would I suggest.
Yes, of course. So I'd like to add one more thing here. So quants is about speed and accuracy both. So how do we improve on both the parts? So once you are cleared, so he gave you how to start. Take up Arun Sharma, clear your basics, that all. And while the strategy part comes up, so even when you know the chapter, when you know the concepts, when you know the formula, either you get stuck in the time part or you get stuck in the accuracy part. If you solve something fast, you get a lot of questions incorrect, and vice versa. So how do you master that? Whenever you solve, let's say 10 questions, what habit do we have? We have a habit of, you solve one question, you look the answer, okay, whether it is correct or not. I would not recommend that. I would be like, solve 10 questions in a given time frame and then look the answers of all the 10 at once. So that will always keep on improving your speed and accuracy at the same.
And that will also give you a reality check, right? For example, you got them wrong or correct, like that's more important. Like accuracy and those are fine, but reality check is also very important, right? You should be knowing what you are doing and all. Said that I can, like, for example, what used to happen now, like with me personally, I see, for example, there is a question said, your age is this, your father's age is your blah blah blah. So I take my, and in question they ask what's father's age, and while starting, if I have taken my age is X, and if X is 10, I would have blindly marked X as 10. And in question it was given father's age is X plus 30, so answer would have been 40. So what I suggest is that after you have done the question, reread the WH sentence, what they are asking once before marking. And I think this will definitely give you +4 to +8 marks. Definitely. Like you will get a plus and minus one. Definitely this
is very important, yes. And you have picked upon a very important part here. The attention to detail part, attention to detail, and which will help the students in all the sections, even in BRC. Where we go wrong is what we are asked and what we mark. So our perspective is asked onto something where we have to give the answer. So this also improved me, like the VRC part, and that is how I improve. Let's get ahead, and okay, I'll pick up one more question. So Nishta is asking how to improve in DILR. So Quants is done. DILR is next, which you are already good at, and I think a lot of people might face problems with DILR.
No, I do. I'm Aditya. I would like. I'm not good at DILR. Like for example, I would say like I'm okay at, like not good. Like for example, in every DILR section, I am afraid कि हो पाएगा कि नहीं हो पाएगा. So in some mocks, I scored as low as 10 out of 60. And in some mocks, I scored as high as 50, 55 out of 60. So there was always this highs and lows in DILR. But what I have found with time is that DILR in one word nutshell is familiarity. The more familiar you are with the DILR set, the more confident you are while solving that set, and the less the probability you will do a mistake while solving that set. So what I suggest is like solve questions from as many different sources you have handy. So said that there is a channel called Elite Grid in YouTube, and there is a channel called Antashish Shankar in YouTube. He has the playlist of 200 questions and all. Like I would say, like go through them. And the most best reserve and repo for DILR is the past CAT papers. Solve each and every question religiously. These I said about all the questions available. How to solve the questions. Now, for example, I solved a question in mock and I got stuck or I couldn't solve it. I never used to see the answer to the question. My main aim was I may, like when analyzing the mock, I may take around 30 minutes, 40 minutes, but I will solve the question myself. After that also, if I am unable to solve, I will see the solution and all. What happened to me in that 40 minutes is that maybe sometimes I was able to get the answer and I used to curse myself, itna aasan solution hai, how could you not get it? And on some fronts, it was like, you may not know what's happening, but like in the process, you keep on like things, you keep on revising and all. So like a concept which you have read or seen many days earlier, it just comes on top of your head. So I think this is the best way to go about DILR, and that's pretty much my take on DILR.
Yes, of course, of course. So, yes, I don't think there is a very certain answer to the question, are you good at DILR or not? I feel DILR is a lot luck-based as well. Which set comes to your eyes first, and which set do you choose to, like invest your time on? So, set selection is something which really is important in DILR. You cannot solve all the questions in...
I would like to add one point. Like for example, Aditya just mentioned it's about luck best, but I would like to say to add, like, yeah, it's like there would be 5%, 10% luck. But I think if you like see enough sets, if you have, which set you are comfortable with, which you're not comfortable with, you could reduce the impact of luck to 5-10%. So that's the point. Like that's the point.
Definitely, definitely. Now coming to the question which I think everyone has asked you, how did you go from 65 to 99? Even I am very, very surprised at that.
Okay.
How, man? Like how? What
Okay.
did you do? What did you do different?
Okay. So first thing first, in the first 5 months, I practiced zero VRC. The only thing I did was read. And what happened in the process, I read, and started loving the process of reading itself. So, like for example, I never read thinking I'm doing VRC prep. Like now, in my leisure time, also I'm reading. So, and the thing is, like there is a quote goes like, if you are doing something consistently for more than 5,000 to 6,000 hours, you become good at something, and after 10,000 hours, you become pretty excellent. So I think you just log on your hours you are with the book or with reading something, and I think comprehensive skill develops with time. Second thing, a VRC paper is very similar to a quant paper. Like don't read like English to subjective it's nahi hoga. So at the end of the option, there are 4 options and you tick one. So that's pretty much a probability of 25%. There is enough maths in it. So I started to like, apart from comprehension developing with time, one thing which I tried to develop is like my understanding of the test taking strategy or test taking skill. Said that now in the second time it's very easy to spot a wrong, but very difficult to spot a right thing. Same like the Indian society. said that said that said
Yes.
that said that just spot 3 options where there is you can find some wrong, and the fourth option is bound to be the answer because there is obviously a correct option in those 4 options. Apart from this was mostly, and I think, and in VRC I just focused on accuracy. Like if somebody puts a gun down on my head and then said like you are confused between 2 options, mark your option, I won't mark it. Because I was going for like I don't need to get an insane high score in VRC. I just need to get myself in a place जिसके लिए cut off ना दिक्कत हो. So that's the part. Like so, my main forte was accuracy in VRC.
Yes, accuracy. But I still have a question. So what used to happen to me, I'll tell you. VRC was the most disparity type section. I used to attempt a lot of questions, that's for sure. I used to attempt at least like 90% of the paper. Almost all the questions I used to attempt. मतलब सही है नहीं ये पता नहीं, तुक्का तो लगा देता था मैं, ठीक है, इसमें कुछ तो सही हो जाए अभी. Now I'll tell you how this strategy helped for me. I won't really generalize it and ask others to follow the same strategy.
No, that's
but
the main point Aditya you were making.
It helped me a bit.
Everybody is a different person, have like every other thing works for different people, and if it's working for you, don't change it. Like that's it, period.
Yeah, exactly. So initially when I started in my first mock, it was a time mock, right? So in my first mock, I scored some 99.2%, and I was like, okay, this is nice, this is amazing. So in that mock, in Quants, I was in the top 10 rankers. I was like, okay, Quants is covered. In VRC, what I did is I attempted all the questions. So I lost a lot of negative, but still I got some decent enough marks. So I was like, at the end, I need to get good number of marks. However I get it, I am getting it.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a decent number of marks, and in DILR, I performed very bad. So I was like, okay, I know where to work on. I need to work on DILR. So I started preparing for DILR. Then I started preparing for VRC. And Quants used to go in the background. I used to take one sectional test like every day or every alternate day. It helped me out that way. But VRC was really amazing because till the end of the whole journey, till the D-Day, I was not sure that if I'll get more than 95 percentile in VRC. Because I had seen the days where I got 99.8 plus in VRC, whereas I saw the days where I got 82 percentile in VRC. So I was like, okay, I cannot be very sure. And the ratio was like, it was a normal distribution. It was a proper normal distribution. There was no change. Like wherever you put, I give the next mock, and I'm like, कितना आएगा? 82 आएगा या 99 आएगा? ठीक है. And both the probabilities are same. Both of them are same. कि कितना भी आ सकता है. क्योंकि मैं तुक्के पे थोड़ा ज्यादा बिलीव कर रहा था उस टाइम पे. But
no,
yeah.
said that the thing is like, for example, if you just try to like bit minimize the amount of things you are just taking a hit upon, थोड़ा सा मतलब you can be confident while in the exam कि like मैं जो
Yes.
किया हूँ मतलब if you are thinking an option is correct and you are marking it confidently, if the option is also wrong, there is no harm, go for it because it's correct according to you. You learn in the analysis part, but while test taking you are not, don't try to learn something, just do what you have learned. That's it.
Yes, 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 of course. So this really helps. So VRC is covered, DLR is covered, Quants is covered. Now something beyond cat, something beyond cat. I think the real journey starts there, I guess.
Yeah.
And the real trouble is in that. So I wanted to ask you, what is your profile? 997.
998 is my profile. 998. NIT
998. Okay.
engineer from NIT. Gem. 998. And yeah, NIT Allahabad.
Workex 1 year.
Workex during CAT it was 11
Workex
months. During CAT it was 11 months. During interviews it was 17 months. 16 months.
16 months. So, okay, 1 year and some.
I would
1
be
year and
joining in
change.
around 20-21 months. Joining.
Okay. So while you set for your summers, you will have nearly a 2 year Workex.
Yeah, nearly. It would be 2 years in the city.
Yes, yes, yes. So all right, all right. So what comes after the cat?
Okay, so so first after CAT is done, I would suggest everybody go take a 15-day break, like let your brain cool down. There would be two scenarios, right? You perform well in CAT, you are confident. Next 7 days, you can't cool down. Jab tak wo official answer ki you are not getting the answer, you can't cool down. Like, yeah, leave that. You can't, right? So after you get the official answer and key and all, take a 10-day break. If you have performed well, all the best. Happy. If you have not performed all the well, then also take a 5-day, 7-day, 8-day break and start preparing for all the exams that are coming up now. SAT, IFT, and all those. Don't miss out on those. They are also very important and crucial exams, and few of my friends are joining those places, and they are amazingly beautiful places. XLRI BM is a place, like it's a place to die for, right? Said that when you are like don't miss out on the all those exams. Said that after the break, come back and start about the interview prep. In the interview prep, start learning and understanding about yourself, what you are as a person, what you have done throughout the years. Like, have a story of yourself, have a narrative of yourself, and get that ready. Apart from that, so that in the narrative we're also trying to incorporate and learn and understand your personals and all. Okay, said that after you're done with that, then try and join start learning about the current affairs that's going on around, like people pretty much are asked pretty much on all those lines, and also try to just cover up some basics from your undergrad. And there would be one more huge section and chunk of like writing, and form filling is a pain, right, man? Like you'd be giving, your calls would be flooding in your inboxes, and you need to fill form for every individual college, write statement of purpose and why do you want to join this college and all of those. So post that, try to have sanity. Like, you'd be losing everything. I know after you have got the calls, I lost everything. I was lucky enough to get all the calls from all the IIMs and FMS and all. But form filling, like I I had all the calls, I'm not preparing, my work is getting hectic, and I was getting all the places. But things will fall in place with time. That's the best part. Said that, keep on learning new things, and try to have a narrative or story. Like, if you have gotten a great percentile in CAT also, that, being very honest, that doesn't say you would get in a college. That doesn't, like, it's other things. Interview is one of the most important part. So like, don't give up after CAT only. So wait some time. So that yeah, that's it. That's pretty much beyond CAT. And now about the B school thing. Okay, so after you get all the calls, so I was lucky enough to get calls from multiple B schools, and that's also a tricky part, like which one to join, like which not to join. Said that, going and stepping foot into the B school, I haven't experienced that very much personally, but yeah, I can feel the heat standing outside only. Yeah, trying to learn on that.
So this is a very important point which Sayan pointed out. CAT is not the end of anything, nor is it the beginning of anything. So a lot of things depend on your own profile, on your interviews, uh, on your achievements maybe in the past, and even with a decent, maybe a good CAT times. So that is very important. And even with a very high scoring so the interviews is something which is very important, and this is just a glimpse which we are trying to give. This is more about CAT, I guess, right now because CAT is more important. But it is always very helpful to understand one thing that CAT having a great CAT score will always help your cause. It will help your cause. So this is more about CAT. So we will focus on CAT right now. We will be having a lot of sessions during the interview times and more on CAT also as the times go on. All right, one more question. Okay, so another question from Avika. So does the domain of your work ex play an important role in the final selection or something?
Okay. So for example, saying that Workex has some points and weightages in the call, will they give out the calls, but that's very negligible and there are some calculations. So I would just say one thing. Leave all the parameters that are not in your hand. You can't do anything with the profile, right? Leave it. You can do with your VRC, DLR and Quants score, work on it. That's it. Said that working on Workex is like, for example, does Workex have a lot of weightage? I would say, I don't think so. I was having only 11 months Workex, right? While giving CAT, and that less than 1 year Workex amounts to 0 score in pretty much every call, right? But I got all the calls, right? But having a Workex helps you a bit around your interview because you have got points to talk. So that becomes a bit easier, like some questions and some points to talk upon, so that becomes a bit easier during the interview phase. But yeah, like leave out the parameters that are not in your hand. I think that would help. I think Avika asked, right? Yeah, to Avika. Yeah, I think that would help.
So okay. Okay, they are asking which questions were asked in IIM Ahmedabad GDPI. You can answer that briefly. We will take another session for that.
I can answer that briefly, and apart from that, I would just post one link in chat, and I think I have written my journey there with all the transcripts there. So I would just share that in chat if it's okay.
Sure. Please do, Sam.
Just give me a moment, and till then, Aditya, if you want to shoot another question, you can just do it. I'm just searching it in the background.
Sure, definitely. Can you please? Can you also type the channel name for DLR which you
Yeah,
mentioned?
sure. So in the chat, to everyone, I have pinged in my where I have written my journey. I'm not a great writer, but yeah, do give a read if you feel something. Just you let me know. I would mean a lot to me.
No, now you have become a good writer. 99 percentile in VRC.
Okay, I am pinging the channel names also.
Yes, please do.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a good question. Can you share how did you make your study group?
Okay. So how did I? So I was basically from the first mock, like in the second attempt, I was performing occasionally. There used to be a platform called Pagal Guy. I don't know. The platform is dead now with an UI update, but there used to be a platform. So I used to post my scores. Just you need to find few people who are as motivated or as can add some value to your journey. They need not be toppers or something, right? So they do it together. You push him or her, he pushes you or you. So that he or she pushes you. So that's how the game should go on. Said that there are multiple Discord channels and places in LinkedIn and all. You can just reach out to people and ask like whether you are interested and all. And after every study group, in what we used to do in those study groups to the person who asked, it's like you give a mock, you analyze the mock yourself first. Now in the 2 hour call, we all 5-6 people used to come and discuss or 6-7 people used to come and discuss the entire mock. So what happens? Somebody has got a question. You got a question correct in 2 minutes, fine. But somebody from that group has got that in 10 seconds. Amazing, some stuff he has done. So he says that to you, and from the next time onward, you also try those kind of things. So the thing is like sabka saath sabka vikas. Like if that's aptly said.
Yes, 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 of course. Even I had my small group of like three, four people. All of us used to, like, discuss all the mocks we used to give. And if someone had an interesting method, we used to, like, share it. So currently, among the three of us, I am in FMS Delhi and the other two are in IIM Calcutta. So
Okay, nice,
we
great,
all
great.
of us gave, yeah, all of us gave CAT, and we used to, take each other's mocks also. So having a good study group really helps. Peer learning is,
And the thing that
like in CAT it helps, and I had also, once you start your MBA journey, you will understand how important peer learning is.
adding to Aditya, it's like, for example, peer comes, if the best day you will understand about having a group means is that you give a mock, you are performing good, your graph was rising, and on some mock you dip to hell. And like on those days, you need people beside you is giving you confidence ki bhai tera hoga. So that's the most important part of having a group, I feel. Like, and you everybody
Yes,
should have some. Like, because CAT, I said, it's a marathon and it takes a lot of toll, like, because every good thing has some taxes to pay. So yeah, so does CAT have. So yep.
yes. So हाँ वही obviously कोई तो आ रहा है सुनने के लिए होना चाहिए ना.
Yep.
RR is a typical MBA term, right?
Yeah. अभी
कोई तो होना
नहीं
चाहिए
बताते
सुनने के
मतलब.
लिए. Yes, of course. हाँ. So like, okay, this is a question which I think is quite tricky. Now, in your interviews, let's say you had quite decent acads, I would say very great acads. Let's say there is someone like me. I'll tell you what my acads were. My 10th was 89.45, 12th was 89.85, and graduation was 6.6. So those are like shitty acads, I would say. Really bad acads. And what if you are asked to, like, justify these acads?
So for
Can we?
example, okay. So for example, I would say, for example, if your cards are not that great, you should be doing something in that time, right? So they don't want the academically hi-fi guy. For example, your college records were not great. That means you are part of some club, some committee, or doing something at least. So if you can portray that, yes, I am Sayan, I am not great at cards, but see, I am from IIT Bombay and I have got that Moodai done. I was the coordinator of Moodai, and that adds a lot, right? So the thing is like, you have got something, just you need to dig down yourself and see what all things. So the next, I said, just after the 10-day break, when you come back, to the beyond part, that having a narrative you need to tell. I think in interview, you need to convince the interviewer you are a suitable candidate for a college. But before that, you need to convince yourself that you are a suitable candidate for that college. If you are able to convince yourself, I think the interviewer will automatically be convinced.
Yes, of course. So, you had all the blackie calls, right?
I had all the blackie calls, yeah.
Blackie calls. So, what went wrong with Bangalore? Yes, Bangalore, right?
Yeah, Bangalore.
What
I
happened
couldn't
in
convert
Bangalore?
Bangalore. Okay, so my interview was okayish. Like, I couldn't answer a few questions here and there. I fumbled up. Like, Bangalore was my first interview. My first interview was B. Like, it was like, oh my god, like it's a college you want dream of, right? So my first interview was B. So I fumbled a bit here and there. I was like, B was in mid-February. So I prepared, but maybe I could have done a bit better. I maybe on those notes, I am still a bit sad. They could have given me a chance but okay, now when I'm joining Ahmedabad, I'm like, okay, it's happy. Like, no worries. Okay, I would have let gone the B anyway.
Yeah. I hope someone from the audience gets into IIM Bangalore next year and remembers what you said today.
Sure.
Like, that's all, like just one or two questions. Confidence is something which really matters in these MBA interviews. I see, and like,
For
if you're
example,
confident enough, you can convert any college.
and said
You
that
have a good chance of.
if you have prepared enough, You would be
Uh,
confident. If you are confident, they would see in your eyes you're confident and they take you in. That's it. So you have to prepare to get in, but confidence comes with preparation. You can't be confident but not, and not study anything, right? So fake confidence doesn't work, does not work. Being very honest, it doesn't.
yes, yes,
Like
yes.
you can't be someone which you are not. So like, and they are pretty smart people and they can look blank through your eyes. They have been taking interviews for last 10, 15, 20, 25 years, right? So they know everything. Like you can't lie to them. So that's it.
Yes, definitely. Rima is asking, I have started my preparation recently. Is it too late?
No. It's there is absolutely lot of time to get things done. So
Mhm.
first you should stop thinking there is less time left, because then you are losing out more time and there is much more lesser time left. So like get your head, like wrap your head around the thing, and like I think that would help you, man.
Yes, of course. So last four questions I'll be taking because I know Sayan is in IIM Ahmedabad. It's a hellhole. He must be
Truth being
busy
said,
with
mate.
his assignments. Yes, assignments and all. A great college, but as I everything comes with a cost. So his cost is 28 lakhs. Yeah, fine. Yes.
Sure, sure.
Okay, this is an interesting question from Abhilasha Pandey.
Okay.
What can I do if I have gap? Like there is a gap she has, like academic gap.
Okay.
Like so she graduated, then maybe prepared for some exam, did not work at that time, and then started working.
Sure. Firstly, hi Abhilasha. Firstly, you should not be worrying about your gap year, because, for example, they know every person is different. Every person has a different story to tell, and so be perfectly fine with the way you are. So, for example, I am saying, like, say you took a gap year for preparing for, say, IAS exam, right? For say, you would be knowing history much more than an engineer coming straight out of college, right? Be proud of that. Say, like, I got interested in IAS, I learned this, I tried this. My journey went this, and now I feel after that prep I found MBA being a very good place to be, and now that's what I have come here to be and pros my candidature. There are person with gaps in my batch only. There are person with 2.5 years of gap years from they were preparing for IAS and all. In fact, one, if I don't I'm not wrong, one has a gap year of 3.5 years. She was preparing for IAS. She had cleared prelims once or twice and mains also once and couldn't crack interview. And she is joining Ahmedabad, right? So it's perfectly possible. So I always feel experience shapes you, and don't be shy away from that. So just own your experiences. I think that answers your question, Abhilash.
Anshu is asking this question. I have scored 45 over 70% in 12th and 70% in 10th as well. Should I prepare for CAT or not?
Can you just repeat your question? I just missed it. Your voice is cracking a bit, Aditya. I um,
Hello.
yeah, it's audible now. Yeah.
So Anshu is asking that he scored some
I lost you again. I lost you again. Sorry. Your voice is cracking up.
hello. Oh,
You can just type in
just a minute.
copy the question and type. Yeah, now you are moving.
Hello,
Now you're audible. Yeah, now you're audible. Yeah, go on.
okay. So, Anshu is asking, she scored some 45 marks in maths, 70% in 12th, 70% in 10th. So, should he even prepare or not? So, he has
Yeah.
lost all the hope.
You should not lose hope, right? That's the entire mood of the session, right?
Exactly.
So it's
Exactly.
possible. It's exactly possible. Yeah, things are not as easy for you as others, but that means you need to put in the extra hours or extra effort. That doesn't mean you should not go and like that. That's my main thing, right?
Yes, of course. I know a person, like a friend of mine, he had 70% in 10, 70% in 12, 55% in graduation. and a good CAT percentile, which got him to FMS. And now he is in Accenture strategy. You also know him very well, I guess.
Yeah. I know.
So,
I know.
so so there is. So what I've done now, no, Shayan, I've asked people to raise their hands and they'll speak to us live
Okay,
in the
sure.
session.
That would be great. That would be
So
the best part.
Praveen has shown interest. So Praveen, I am allowing you to talk.
Praveen, if it's possible, you can just switch on your camera also, if it's possible.
Yes, please do. Praveen, you can switch on your camera as well.
Or anybody if you want. Yeah. Praveen,
Yes.
go on.
Yes, Praveen, ask your question. You are not audible.
Yes, sir. Right now I'm audible.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, you are.
From 2019, I've started preparing for CAT exam, and my academic is not so good because in my academics I have got 68 and 71 percentage in 10th and 12th, and in every session I'm feeling very difficulties like DI, LR, and VRC. From last in 2019 I have started preparation for CAT, but due to some circumstances stuck in. I left the my classes in between that, and in 2021 again I gave CAT, in which I got a score of 29 percentile. So again I have started, and right now I'm facing many difficulties in every subject like PRC and LRDI, Quant.
Sure, Praveen. I would say, for example, just stop. Like this time, just prepare till the end of the exam. Don't just give up in the middle, right? So I think
like in very small questions I'm getting problem. I'm getting like I get stuck in between in very like type of question which class 8th student will be knowing that answer and solution, but I
So it's okay, Praveen. Can I take this up,
yeah,
Sayan?
sure.
So Praveen, firstly, a lot of things have happened. You are
sir, your
overwhelmed
voice
with
is
the
lacking.
whole CAT preparation. Yes, hello. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, right now you're audible.
Hello. So currently you are overwhelmed with the whole syllabus and everything. Right now, I would ask you to take a deep breath and think of the things which you are strong at. Let's say you are strong at quants. Just focus on quants for a while. Let's say for a week. For a week, you just quants.
Sir, again your voice is
Ego boost,
lacking.
if you will. Okay, get an ego boost, if you will. Get an ego boost. Like do some chapter which you are really good at this moment. You need that. You need that boost. Once you are done with that, all the chapters will your hand very easily. So
Like
Shayan, you can add if you want.
yeah, sure. Like to Praveen, I would say it's more of a kind of a confidence problem. Like if you know the things, you know the stuff that's happening, just take a deep breath and like yeah, there is a lot of time. Like for example, like there is no age limit, and also take a chill pill and just keep on doing what you're good at and just try learning from your mistakes. And I think you do great. All the best, Praveen. All the best.
All the best,
So
Praveen.
I will add more things I want to ask. Like right now, I'm doing a
Praveen,
preparation for.
what I would suggest is, at the end of the webinar, I'll be sharing the numbers and the email IDs of both of us. You can just talk to us there, because there are a lot of other people waiting in line.
Okay, sure, sir.
No problem. Okay. Okay, next is. Okay.
I think you can allow everybody, and then we can see. Yeah. Call her. Yeah.
No. Oh, that will create a fish market.
Okay.
So, Priyanshi, I am allowing you to talk. Please talk.
Priyanshi, you are on mute, and if you are fine, you can just switch on your camera. If you are fine.
Hello, hi Sam.
Yeah, hi Priyanshi.
Yes.
Yeah, actually, I had a doubt that I am good at quants, but how to increase my speed in quants?
Okay. That's a good question. If you're good at quants, you are getting the questions correct. Your accuracy is on point. You can think faster, but you can't write faster. Your motor nerves are slower than you think. So, but your brain is super fast, right? So let go of the pen and paper. So said that. I know things are tough. So for example, the moment you start reading a question, Ram is going on a bike which is going on 10 kilometer per hour. He goes to the market which is 100 kilometer per hour, and how much time it takes. So the moment our brain is trained in such a way so that the moment we read a question, अच्छा Ram है bike 100 लिखा 10 kilometer per hour sign दे रहा, that doesn't require 100 by 10 is 10 is answer, right? So you could do that question in 10 seconds, but other you end up taking 40 seconds, right? Those 30 seconds from 5 questions will give you more 1.5 minute, or from 10 questions will give you 3 minutes in which you can solve 2 more questions and more 6 marks. So I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, actually, I applied this strategy during my practice session, but when it comes to mocks, I thought that like more to be sure about, so I use pen and paper during mocks.
You are good at it. Have faith you are good at it. Why are you panicking before marking a question? Like, how frequently does you change your answer?
No, I don't change my answer. I'm saying that like during practice sessions, I use this strategy of doing it verbal, but during the mock session, during the mock, I use pen and paper while solving points.
Sure. Like Priyanshi, like for example, for example, you need to practice everything in mocks. For example, don't be afraid कि mocks पर गिर गया rank का क्या होगा. Don't be like, don't go on that, because the only reason is that, for example, mocks are mocks because it's not CAT. Like the word of mock is like try your strategies, right? So why are you being like, you need not get a full score. So for example, if you try out your strategy and you not get great score or more than your potential or to your potential, say to yourself, you set a different strategy. That's why less marks. It's okay.
Okay.
It's
okay,
perfect.
definitely I will try. Okay, thank you so much.
So let go of the fear. That's the thing which I would say.
Okay.
Yeah. All the best, Priyanshi.
Okay, all the best, Priyanshi. All the best.
Thank you so much.
Next is, I think, Mohit. Yes. Mohit, I'm allowing you to talk.
Hello, Sayan Ganguly sir and Aditya Mutta sir, and congratulations.
Call me sir, so it's okay, fine. Yeah, sure.
Sir, I'm 6 to 7 years smaller than you.
So now you know, Sayan, how I feel when you call me sir. Okay. Yes. Hi, Mohit. How are you?
I'm fine, sir.
Yes.
I have passed out my 12th and I secured 95, and I'm like the second topper of NM College, which is the best college of Maharashtra. So in commerce field. So I wanted to ask, I'm pursuing CA right now, and my dad is also a chartered accountant. So I would like to do CA, then MBA, and then I would like to work out for some big firm like ADIA or might be BlackRock or Blackstone.
Goldman Sachs sorted. एक IB तो गया.
Sir, let me answer this question, okay?
And then I want to come back to India and set up my own fund, which I named as PIF. So I wanted to ask, what should I do right now so that in future, while preparing for CAT, it becomes handy for me. Like I have a good diction of 1800 to 2000 words, and rest all things like in quant, I'm basically good at my level, and rest all like logical reasoning, I'm not good at it. So
okay, Mohit, how old are you first of all?
I'm 18 right now.
You're 18. Okay, it's good to think of so far, because even CA will take 5 years of your life.
Yes, sir.
Firstly,
by 22 I'll become CA.
So yes, by the age of 22, 23, you will become a CA. So
yes,
you still have 4 to 5 years in your hands to really think if you want to do an MBA or not.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That's the main part.
A lot of things change in these 4-5 years. I'm telling you. Okay. So firstly, work more on your CA aspect, man. Congratulations for scoring 95%. Congratulations for scoring 95%.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir. But CA, actually, it should be me saying you congratulations for scoring 99.9.
IPCC CA finals. My younger brother is appearing for CA finals this year now, and it's not easy. I know how hard he has to study. I've seen him study. It reminds me of our days, the jail times itself. So focus on that first. If you do that well, if you build your profile in the domain which you are getting into right now, that will help more than preparing for CAT from right now. Definitely.
And said that one more one line to Mohit is that, for example, just solve Sudokus, it will help with your DIR in the long run. That's it. Just one
Solve
line
puzzles. Keep that puzzle solving attitude inside
attitude,
you.
and that is more than fine. And just
That is
don't
more than
bother
fine.
about cat now. Bother about cat in the year you are gonna give cat, and that's it.
And sir, what about reading books and novels and
If you want,
newspapers?
like for example, if
Read
you
as much
want
as you
to read,
can.
if you want, you do. If you don't want, don't. Like for example, I said na, don't read from मेरा VRC point, मेरा VRC improve हो रहा है. Don't read from that. It really goes
पसंद आ
around.
रहा है इसलिए पढ़ लो.
हाँ, पसंद आ रहा है कुछ भी पढ़ो, कुछ भी पढ़ो.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
Sure,
No
sure.
problem.
Hey, all the
Mohit.
best, Mohit.
Really nice
Thank
meeting
you.
you, Mohit.
Sure.
Sorry, sir.
Really nice meeting you.
Thank you, sir.
It's,
Even it
it's
was my
amazing
honor
to
to
see
have such people.
students preparing from the age of 18 for CAT. Oh my God.
My goodness, huh? I
Yeah,
तो बस
yeah,
like
yeah.
अभी कॉलेज गया हूँ, मजा करते हैं. Nice, Mohit. Yeah, good job.
No, it's okay, Mohit. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Chalo, all the best. Okay, last question is from called Shantanu. Okay, Shantanu, I'm allowing you to talk. You can ask your question.
Hi, Shantanu.
Hi, Sayan. Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. You're audible.
Yeah. So first of all, congratulations for IIM. And I want to just ask, what was your how your interviews were in IIMs? Means interview में basically क्या क्या पूछा था आपको?
अच्छा,
थोड़ा
for
सा brief में
example,
बता दो.
Shantanu, I just posted one link, right? Scroll
Yeah.
down to the link. My entire interview, what transcripts were there, I have written there to 90 to 95% of it. Why I should not be saying, because I have forgot a lot of things, right? So it is not good. Like there, it is documented in a much better way. I think you could go through that. If you have seen my link.
Yeah, I have copied.
Go to that link. It is great. Like
okay, and yeah, once I want to ask, my 12th percentage is 75. So can I?
Absolutely, you can go to all the IIMs, top IIMs.
Only the 12 percentage is the criteria that I'm afraid of now.
You should not be. You should not be. You should not.
100 percentile, and you don't need to worry about anything.
100 percentile. Okay.
Yeah.
Like 99.9 or 100 के बीच में कुछ भी ले आओ.
Said that. Said
So
that.
come in the top 200 students of the country, and then they won't really care about that 75%.
True.
Yeah.
That is something you should aim in your life.
True.
And if you aim that high, then you will get something, which will be good enough for you to sell. I won't tell you how much is good enough to sell. Otherwise,
But
you
we
will aim
also
that.
can't, right? Because like बहुत parameters होते हैं, so it would be very wrongful for us to judge and all. But yeah, you could. Could do it. Yeah, all the best.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah.
ठीक है. All the best, Shantanu.
Thank you.
So to everyone here, thank you for attending Shiksha webinar along with our friend Sayan Ganguly.
Sure.
I have dropped the email IDs of both of us. You can reach out to us in case of any query if you would like. I would also, you can search our names on LinkedIn. We are on LinkedIn as well. Sayan Ganguly. I'll write the spelling.
Yeah, I would just drop my LinkedIn is open in the.
All right. So you can Sayan, you can drop your link, and my name is quite unique. You can just find me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I have
all right. So everyone, all the best. I see 3 hands raised. Resha, Bhavya, and Mayuresh. Whatever queries you have, you can personally. That would really help. Now, since the time is up, Sayan, any final parting advices you have for the aspirants?
Quants. Firstly, I also put the Aditya's LinkedIn in the chat, so it would really help you out. Okay, sure. Said that.
Okay, thank you.
Said that. No worries. Yeah, so said that. 2 things: consistency is the key. Discipline goes a long way. Keep your sanity, and all the best. That's it.
Yes,
that's it. That's pretty much it. That's not. I didn't just give anything to crack. You can crack anything in life through this, man. Like I just asked my father. My father says all this thing in the morning whenever I wake up late.
And
so
then you think that okay, ये तो सब gas है यार, कुछ असली बताओ. But this is not actually gas. This is what is true.
But it's
This
true.
is true. Yes, of course.
Every day 2 hours मैं ऐसे बोल सकता हूँ daily 2 घंटा पढ़ो, but at the end of the day it means it's consistency, right? Like every day giving that tick every day is that discipline, right? You study at least 20 minutes also, right? You are not for example जब सब पार्टी कर रहा होगा तो 20 मिनट घर पे पढ़ रहा होगा, and that 20 minutes in 10 days may add up to 200 hours, which is around 3.5 hours. Like तुम सब like that's more than a CAT mock test. That will add a lot of value.
It is like 2 CAT mock tests.
Two CAT mocks now that 2 hours now, yeah.
Yes, yes. Of course, chalo, all the best, everyone. And thank you, Sayan. Thank you, Sayan, for coming with us. I hope you come again sometime.
Sure,
And, guide, give Gyan the way it is supposed to
I
be.
will try my best.
All the best. Happy journey for Ahmedabad. और अहमदाबाद जाके बाद में आरआर मेरे पास ही करेगा कॉल करके.
Sure. Okay. Thank you everybody for joining, and yeah, all the best, man. Yeah, bye. Good night.
Don't forget to like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel.